Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Najwa. In today's video, we are going to try undermasking. If you don't know what that is, it's not a new technique, but it's circulating again. It's a technique where you apply concealer, blush, bronzer, highlight under your foundation. And your foundation kind of helps to blend everything. It's supposed to look more natural, more soft, and less cakey. So that's what we're going to go for today. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So I've already moisturized. I primed with my two favorite drugstore primers. The first is the Wet n Wild Jelly Primer. Love this stuff. And then I went in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Love this as well. So I am going to triple prime today just because I want to. I'm going to add Rare Beauty's primer in specific spots because it is a glowy primer. So I'm just going to take a pump of that and kind of work it into my fingers. And then I'm just going to touch that on the high points of the cheekbone, down the center of the nose, in the middle of the forehead, the chin, and I'm just going to blend that out. I really like this primer, but in specific spots, because as you can see, it kind of enhances that glow. Let's say if I'm not wearing makeup, I would legit do this and walk out the door. Like, it's so gorgeous. It just makes you look healthy. For today's concealer, we are going to go in with the Rare Beauty Concealer. This is in 280N. And I'm adding on top of that the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And this one is in light beige. So let's go ahead and apply her. I'm going to apply the Rare Beauty Concealer in specific areas. So here, here, in the middle of the forehead, down the center of the nose, the chin, and the Cupid's bow. And then because I want a more highlighted effect, I am going to go into the e.l.f. concealer, which is much lighter. And I'm just going to apply that right here. Next is contour, and I'm using the Soul Body Contour. This is by ColourPop, and this is in the shade Dark, and it looks like this. I'm just gonna get a brush and work it into the product, and then I am going to apply that bronzer a little higher than I usually do. This is new for me, but I am gonna apply it a little higher and more at an angle. It's gonna provide a little bit of lift in this area. Then I am going to apply some bronzer to the sides of my forehead. My forehead is pretty big and usually I go all the way around, but this time I'm just gonna keep it right here on the sides. And then I'm also going to apply that to my chin. I want to kind of get that jawline to be a little tighter than it is right now. And then I am going to take what's on the tip of this brush. I am applying this to the sides of the nose. So that's a cream contour applied. Next, we're gonna apply blush. I'm gonna use two this time. So I'm gonna go with Rare Beauty's blush in Joy, and I'm also gonna take MAC's Lady Bush, which looks like that. So it's kind of these two shades. I'm gonna mix them. I'm gonna place that blush right in between the concealer and the bronzer. Gonna take my finger into the MAC and just apply a little on the cheeks here. Now let's go ahead and blend everything out before it dries. I'm gonna take this ColourPop sponge that I have here. I really like it. It's so soft, such a soft sponge. And I'm just going to start blending. First, I'm gonna start with the concealer. Actually, I'm just gonna blend everything all together, really. So I'm just gonna start tapping on that concealer because that was the first thing that we applied. So it's probably drying a lot right now. Now for the cheek area, I'm really just going to flip that sponge over and I'm just going to start blending everything together. And I really like how that looks blended all together like that. It gives the blush a chance to just marry with that concealer, and it looks good in my opinion. So that's what we're working with. Now I'm gonna switch back over to that brush that we were applying the bronzer, and I'm just gonna go back and kind of reinforce that bronze on the cheeks, and always kind of pulling it up like that. All right, so after we blended, this is what we're working with. As you can see, it's not fully blended out. You can still see a little bit of, you know, lines and stuff, but the foundation is going to cover everything and blend it to perfection. For that foundation, I'm gonna take my Rare Beauty. This is in 330N, and I'm just gonna take that. I'm gonna apply the tiniest amount to my hand here, like that much, and we'll see how far this goes. So okay. Now we are fairly blended, but I do want to add some liquid highlight. The one that I've been loving lately is from Wet n Wild. I don't even know if this is still in stores. If it is, get it because it's so beautiful. This one is in Goddess Glow, and then you can either blend with your fingers or with the sponge that you were using. I'm gonna take the sponge and I'm just going to blend that out. It's super beautiful. Like, look at that. It gives you like a wet effect. Okay, so personally, when setting a cream base, I really like to use the slightest touch. And I like to apply my setting powder with a brush, usually something that's pointed like this one. And what I like to do is just get that powder into the bristles, and I kind of tap it into the bristles, right? And then with that powder, I'm just going to kind of tap in certain areas. Just tap and roll, but I'm not going to set everywhere. So I'm just setting specific areas. The center of my forehead. I'm gonna set also my smile lines because I get smile lines. So let's blend that out. And I'm just going to set really well, just push that powder into the areas that I know either crease or that I know I need to set. Now I also like to set right by the sides of my nose because my nose gets really oily as the day progresses. So I like to set the sides here, and you know, I like to set right in that area. After you've set the important parts, at this point you can go in with a setting spray and just spray everything so that everything melts into your skin and it just looks I tend to add a little bit of powdered bronzer because I like that look. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of bronzer. I have the Fenty bronzers in Beige and Gal, and I'm just taking a little bit of that on my brush. And I'm just going to kind of tap it into the areas that I have that, you know, bronzer, that cream bronzer. So I'm just doing a little bit of tapping and kind of bringing back that bronze. Not too much because I really want to maintain that glow that I have on the cheeks, but I really want a little bit more. So I'm not applying too much. I'm not applying too much of that bronzer. I'm just tapping in the areas that I need to look a little bit more bronzed. And you can do the same with blush, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'm legit leaving the face just like this. Now I'm gonna go in with my setting spray. I'm gonna use the Morphe setting spray. And this, I don't know, the sprayer on this doesn't really work as how I would like it to, but we're gonna go with it anyways. Now that we've set our face, this is where we're at. So one thing I always have to make sure for me is blended is right here, this situation. So I'm gonna take my Fenty powder and I'm just going to kind of blend out right here because it always seems too harsh for me. So pretty much this is my updated foundation routine because this right here is too pretty. It's too pretty. Like looking at it in the mirror, I feel pretty. I don't have lashes. I don't have eyeshadow or not anything like that. Just my base. And I think this is immaculate. If you haven't tried the undermasking technique yet, please do. Let me know how it works for you. Just know that, you know, practice makes perfect with anything that you do. If you guys want to see more videos from me, then definitely hit that subscribe button and please hit that notification bell because I want you to know when I upload. I am uploading a bit more often now, so I don't want you to miss out. So yeah, that is it for my undermasking technique. Let me know if you like. Please give it a thumbs up, share, and let's connect in the next video. Bye guys.